Welcome back, and if you are currently receiving JobSeeker payments, or if you know someone who is struggling to navigate the welfare system, I need you to listen very closely. We have all been there. The dread of the phone ringing on a Tuesday morning, the anxiety of sitting in a sterile office, explaining your life story to a stranger who seems more interested in ticking a box than actually helping you find a career. You are terrified that one wrong word, one missed appointment, will result in your payments being cut off. This is the reality for over 800,000 Australians. But here is the hook. What if I told you that the government is handing you a get-out-of-jail-free card in 2026? What if I told you that under the new pilot program launching this January, you could fire your job service provider, stop the meaningless interviews, and manage your own destiny from your laptop? It sounds like a dream, but if you don't understand the fine print of the new points-based activation system optimization, this dream can turn into a financial nightmare. There is a specific threshold you must meet, and if you miss it, you don't just lose your autonomy, you could lose up to $760 a fortnight in immediate support. So, is this the end of mutual obligations? Is the government finally admitting that forcing people into unsuitable jobs is a waste of time? The short answer is yes, but with a massive catch. The core proposition of the 2026 reform is a shift from compliance to contribution. Official documents from the Department of Employment and Workplace Relations indicate that the goal is to reduce bureaucratic waste. However, do not be fooled into thinking this is free money. The obligation hasn't disappeared, it has just changed shape. It is a classic binary trap on the surface. They are offering you freedom and mental peace. But underneath, they are replacing a human case manager with a cold, hard algorithm. If you think arguing with a human was hard, try arguing with a piece of code that has already decided you are non-compliant. The complexity here is not in the what, but in the how. You are no longer answering to a person, you are answering to a data set. Let's talk about the honeymoon phase and why it is dangerous. When the system rolls out in early 2026, there will be a transition period. This is the short-term threshold. For the first 6 weeks, the system is designed to be lenient to help users adapt to the new dashboard. This creates a false sense of security. You might log in, do a few tasks, and see your payment come through. You think, this is easy. But here is the implicit decay mechanism. Services Australia has programmed the algorithm to ramp up difficulty. The leniency credits expire exactly 42 days after your first login. If you have not established a robust routine of generating 100 points per month by week 7, the system doesn't send a warning letter, it automatically triggers a payment hold. This is a silent killer. You won't know you've failed until you go to the grocery store and your card declines. Now, we need to look at the maths. This is the historical tenure and proportionality principle. Under the old model, you had to apply for 20 jobs a month. It was soul-destroying and ineffective. The 2026 PBAS reform changes the currency. You need 100 points. But how you get them is based on your history. If you have been on the payment for less than 12 months, the system weights education higher than applications. For example, completing a recognized short course in digital literacy or barista skills might yield you 20 points per week. That is 80 points a month just for learning a skill, leaving you with only a tiny gap to fill with job applications. However, if you are a long-term seeker, over 2 years, the proportionality shifts. The algorithm depreciates the value of repeated courses. You cannot just keep studying the same thing. You need to show progression. This is where people get caught. They assume 1 hour of study always equals 5 points. It doesn't. The value of your actions decays over time if they don't lead to employment outcomes. This leads us to the intent-based status determination framework. This is the most critical part of the update. The government is no longer just looking at what you do, they are using AI to infer why you are doing it. In the past, you could spam 20 resumes to random companies and call it a day. The new system analyzes the quality and relevance of your applications. If you are a trained accountant applying for a job as a deep-sea welder with no certification, the system flags this as non-genuine effort. It is a behavioral analysis. They are looking for consistency. Are you volunteering? Are you declaring small amounts of income from a side hustle? These actions signal intent to work and are rewarded with a trust score. A high trust score means fewer audits. A low trust score means the system will demand more evidence for every single point you claim. Your status is dynamic. It changes based on your behavior week to week. Let's discuss the elephant in the room: surveillance. You might think that because you don't have a human case manager, nobody is watching. You would be dead wrong. The cross-border and digital surveillance capabilities of the 2026 system are unprecedented. Through single-touch payroll and data matching with the ATO, Services Australia knows if you are working a cash job before you even declare it. Furthermore, if you claim to be doing online training to earn points, the system logs your IP address. If you try to log your job search efforts while you are on a holiday in Bali without an approved portability period, the system will instantly flag the discrepancy. There is no flying under the radar here. The digital footprint you leave is your new compliance officer. Hiding information or trying to game the system with fake applications is a fraud offence, and in 2026 the penalties include immediate debt raising and potential prosecution. We also need to talk about the money, the operational logistics. We know that the base rate of JobSeeker is barely enough to survive. With the indexation, you are looking at roughly $800 a fortnight for a single person. But here is the risk factor: payment processing times. In the old system, if a provider made a mistake, you could call them to fix it. In this autonomous system, if the algorithm suspends your payment due to a points deficit, the automated review process takes 3 to 5 business days. Can you afford to go a week without rent money because of a glitch or a misunderstanding? External environmental factors, like a public holiday falling on your reporting day, can delay this further. You need to build a financial buffer, however small, because the instant nature of digital reporting comes with the risk of instant suspension. What happens if you fail? This is the reverse process latency. If you fail to meet your points target for 2 consecutive months, or if you are flagged for non-genuine effort, you are stripped of your autonomous status. You don't just go back to square one, you are placed in the targeted compliance framework with a mandatory provider. Getting back to the digital, self-managed system is nearly impossible once you are kicked off. It requires a 13-week period of perfect compliance under strict supervision. It is a penalty box. The system is designed to filter people. Those who can manage themselves stay free. Those who struggle are micromanaged harder than ever before. Do not let yourself fall into the reverse process. The latency, the time it takes to fix a mistake, is where people lose their homes. It is not just about the cash payment. Consider the collateral erosion of ancillary benefits. Your healthcare card, your rent assistance, your energy supplement, these are all tied to your active status as a job seeker. If the PBAS system suspends your primary payment because you didn't upload a certificate for your volunteer work in time, the system triggers a cascade effect. Your concession card becomes inactive. Suddenly, your prescription medication costs $30 instead of $7. Your bus fare doubles. This invisible welfare is often worth more than the cash itself. The cost of non-compliance is not just $800, it is the sudden inflation of your entire cost of living. You must protect your status to protect these subsidies. So, what does the daily routine look like? Continuous compliance and vitality verification. You must treat this like a job. Log in every Monday. Upload your evidence immediately. Do not wait until the reporting deadline. The system performs vitality checks, sending random prompts, asking you to verify your details or complete a quick survey. Ignoring these is a breach. If you are doing volunteer work, get the supervisor to sign off digitally on the spot. If you are studying, take screenshots of your completion pages. You are building a legal defense file every single week. It sounds exhausting, but compared to sitting in a JSP office, it is freedom if you are disciplined. Here is my final advice to you. This reform is a tool. It can be a weapon used against you, or it can be the key to your freedom. The government wants to reduce the cost of paying private employment agencies. Use that to your advantage. Be the model user. Front-load your points early in the month. Communicate with the digital assistant. If you are sick, upload that medical certificate before the deadline, not after. In the comments below, I want you to tell me, have you ever been bullied by a job agent? Share your story. We are building a community here to support each other through these changes. I have compiled a points hacking cheat sheet for 2026, a list of free online courses that count for maximum points. Check the pinned comment. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video with anyone who needs to take back control of their life. Stay informed, stay compliant, and I'll see you in the next one.